All right, we are live. Welcome to the Cross Time College Football Show, the first
Sir.
annual, the original. Brandon Reef, Jonathan Bursoff from Crossroads Sports, DCot from Game Time Podcast. Gentlemen, happy college football week.
Absolutely. Great to be here, fellas. Thanks for the invite. I don't know what time JB stopped texting me this morning in the wee hours of the morning, but I woke up to a long thread. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey man, when you're in this business, man, you live it, you breathe it. Like I go to sleep, I wake up with it. I do, man. Whether the radio's on or what I'm saying, one of the worldwide leaders is on, man. So sometimes, most of the time, kind of also in my dreams, man. But nah, man. We was kind of, this last night, just kind of chatting up with you, man. We still a little concerned about. We'll get into it. We're still a little concerned about the
Yeah,
Alabama
we'll get to
program.
that one.
We'll get to that.
I'm sure we're
We're
gonna
not
get into a
gonna
lot
start.
of things. I'm okay with that.
We're not gonna start that off as the first time segment and whatnot, man. But like, man, hopefully you said invite, man. Hopefully, man, like DCot, this is like a reunion. What I'm saying, that we finally been in the making, man. We are finally off the radio. Me and Brandon Reeson finally got into the world, the future, right? You know what I'm saying? Video and whatnot, man. So yeah, man, DCot. Everybody remembers DCot was like the I would say experienced caller on the Crossroads Sports.
I was the JT the Brick versus Jim Rome back in the day when JT the Brick broke in. So I was the black version.
Yeah, we go down a wormhole with DCot, and that's how we kind of established that our relationship and his fondness for the SEC brand of football. You know what I'm saying, all that. But like, no, man, Brandon Reef is kind of the moderator. You know what I'm saying, for the night, DCot, man. So like, Brandon Reef, where you want to start it?
I think we start from Friday night. Obviously, Thursday night's game, Nebraska. That was the big one on Thursday night that they ended up pulling away, did not cover. There, I chalk that game up as two teams that a little rusty, obviously get into it. And I think I'm going to say that I think a lot of college football this weekend was chalked up to a lot of rust, a lot of teams not game ready yet. But yeah, Nebraska getting the big win. But my biggest thing I want to start with was Friday. Colorado just basically shit can the last drive. They left 2 timeouts on the clock on their person. A minute and 3 left in the game. Thank God, because I had Georgia Tech minus 7.5, and I didn't think they were going to cover, or whatever it was, 4.5 something, and I didn't think they were going to cover. But Dion and them thought your guys' thoughts on that game and just how he kind of shit the bed there with 2 timeouts, and he looked lost.
You know what gets me on this, right? So we sit back on television. We can watch television, see what's going on. Clock ticking going on. What's going on with the sideline, your assistants, all these high-powered assistants that he has? Someone's got to be in his ear saying, listen, hey, coach, we've got 2 in our hip pocket. At some point, we got to take advantage of that, right? And I don't know what his response was, but whatever his response was for me, it's not acceptable because you left them in your pocket at the end of the game.
How I look at it, man, with much people kind of malign Dion's recruiting habits or however he built this new roster. I was, kind of you saw goodness out of the defense for sure with the turnovers, at least in the first half. I'm not a fan of I've been here a couple times, too many schools quarterback. NFL didn't necessarily want me. The kid does look the part, but the poisonous, I didn't necessarily see it, man. So again, second half left points on the board, left timeouts, on the board. So again, man, it's not like we could say the Georgia Tech is the little sisters of the poor, but it's the game that Colorado definitely should have won, and she was favored, I do believe, by the bookies, man. So again, man, you got out managed by a game, and then now you got to make up some ground if you Colorado. So and everybody knows my love, my candidacy, my love for the Big 12 in the middle of the pack of Big 12. Where do they kind of fit at? Kind of already like
right.
The egg.
Are they still your favorite, JD?
Yeah. Whoa! Wait a minute. I never said that. I never said that at the start of the season.
Out of the Big 12?
No, out of the Big 12. Out of the Big 12, man.
Hey,
out of the Big 12.
I have I have a prop bet under 5.5 wins this year for Colorado. So we've chalked one off so far.
One by one, man. Hey, that's how, especially on futures, man. It's one by one.
Yeah, 100%. It's I just figured I'd see that quarterback there. I don't know a lot about him, but he looks like he's just as agile as a Shador. I don't know if he sets in the pocket as well as Shador did, and he can throw on the run as deep it was. But it seemed like the guy just tried to go for it all there towards the end. And I'm like, dude, you just got to get a first down right now and just get a little bit down the field. They wasted 40-some seconds off the clock on that last drive. And I really thought I was going to lose the bet to begin with because I thought Georgia Tech was just going to take it down to kick a field goal and a win. But the quarterback decided to run like crazy. So I like that. I like that Georgia Tech team. I like that quarterback. I think they can make some noise there in the ACC. The ACC that I think we'll talk in a little bit, I think is gaining more power. I think the conference as a whole looks a lot better now than what it did, we could say, 48 hours ago for that. Indiana side of it, John, Purdue 31, Ball State Cardinals, nothing. Now we got to be careful because we got friends in the program, but not a good look for Coach U first game.
Well, we speak professionally here, man. Yeah, we speak professionally.
Purdue's looking like they're talking about, oh my God, we did this. Let's hold on. It's Ball State now. Come on.
Right. What you can pull from the cards, they were able to run the ball. They had a great rushing attack off the ground. Could not connect with receivers at any point with consistency. With any point of the game. So, defense lackluster, in the secondary as well. And like I said, the long thing that you kind of take from this game is they were able to outrush Purdue on the ground, and like the quarterback didn't throw no interception. Those are the facts that tell it to take. New paint, new era for Purdue. I won't necessarily say they can't. They know who their starter is going to be for the next 2 weeks. So you kind of look at that. They're gonna have to figure out some things too. They didn't rush. Against a quote unquote, a smaller MAC team, they should have ran the ball. They should have ran it kind of down their throats, and that didn't happen either. So we're gonna see what the real Purdue guy has once they kind of get in conference play. But then they shouldn't necessarily think that they should be favored going to any type of whoever they play next. And I don't have to shame on me. I don't have their schedule in front of me. Even if the mid-major, you know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of see Purdue.
I got a question about it. So I didn't have an opportunity to see any of the game. Was it one of those situations where it's just a physical mismatch? You're talking about, a Power 4 school versus Ball State, or was there more to it?
I think they just got shell shocked. They didn't know what the hell happened. First play of the game.
And I think it's the fact you have a head coach coming that has no D1 experience whatsoever, and an eye-opening experience for him.
Right. Okay. I can see how that happened, but the thing is, they're probably a young team, right? They're pretty young.
Yeah.
Growing pains. Yeah.
Purdue did not impress me either. I mean, I told you, John, 2 wins this year. That was Purdue's first win. I think they get one more. That's it.
Well, they got their one in the bag, JB. So one more to go.
Exactly.
I think they got State. I don't know about that one.
Let's look down the road. Bloomington, the Hoosiers, John. You were texting me and Tanner in our other group chat. First play of the game, the Hoosiers coming off a great year last year, and they give up a 75-yard touchdown run. The floodgates, you say, opened up, and he took off. Not the easiest win for the Hoosiers there against Old Dominion.
No, gritted it out. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at Kirsten. I know, you know what I'm saying. Some of the SEC folks probably are, as far as like how he goes about his schedule and whatnot. But I'm not mad at Kirsten. Again, a little rusty. You know what I'm saying. Transitioning some new players in. Me personally, man, I would not get a quarterback from California if you told me like if he was coming to play for free, man. All these quarterbacks from California, my goodness, man. Like, do they got California on the brain? They got California time. You know what I'm saying? It's 3 hours. Like you know what I'm saying? So But like, Cincinnati in his first year with the Hoosiers, he kind of made it, saying synonymous that his team's going to play defense and his team's going to be smart on special teams. Some of the special teams, some of that theory, his theory kind of got rattled yesterday with as Old Dominion was able to move the ball defensively and on special teams on kickoff returns, man. So they got like good win. They to get the victory, man, because it'd have been real ugly to lose to Old Dominion, a team. I don't not necessarily to team finish the middle attack, right? So good win. They got out with a W. They get out with a W, and I know Spaghetti and his squad and team get to cracking on. They ran the ball decently, physically.
Yeah.
But they're a long way from beating Oregon or competing with Oregon of the world.
They were given 23.5 points, man. And when that happened, when that long run happened, I said, "There's no way they're going to cover." What I thought when I saw the Indiana game, I watched the first half. It looked like a team that was a little bit overconfident to me. A team that says, we're Indiana. Look at what we did last year, and when you come into our house, you're just going to be scared. I just don't think that Old Dominion thought that. And with that running quarterback they've got, the type of offense that they run, it's going to give you some fits if you don't see it often every week. So 27-14, Kirk, you're proud. You always want to win, but you shouldn't be very proud of the effort that his boys put out there yesterday. And I think he said it in his presser. He said he was disappointed or something along those lines. Well, show that you're disappointed. So when you come back in next week, wherever you play, you put it to them. That's how you get the taste out of this, out of your mouth with this game.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It says Barry Odom will run up the score on OIU. I don't think we're going to even get close to it as a Purdue fan down there in Bloomington. Hey, listen, as a Purdue guy and a Purdue fan, just get the hell through football season until you get to basketball. That's where it's going to matter this year. I had this one saved for a little bit later, but the chat is going crazy right now for it, and they need it. They want it. So I've got to play real quick. John, you know this pretty well. You can hear it in a second. Bagpipes are playing. I was going to wear a black suit tonight because
I got my black shirt. We're okay.
It's a shame of what has become to the Alabama Crimson Tide and the Tuscaloosa community. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to tell my future kids. What Alabama is, what it was. It's a shell of its former program, John. Me and you, I thought, were talking by ourselves last night. God forbid we had DCot in the chat. Didn't even realize it. Oh.
Hey, but you went rapid fire on me. JB rattled off about 112 text messages. I couldn't keep up, man.
DCot, Florida State coming off a 2-12 record or 2-10 record, comes in at home, big home opener renovations, and they knock off your Alabama Crimson Tide.
Man, painful in every way, shape, or form, right? You go down, you start the game off with a 9-minute drive, you run it down their throats. You're sitting back thinking, I tossed me back another cold beverage. I said, this is going to be an easy game today. Then I get up and come back, and it's 7-7, and the Tide looks like they changed uniforms with Mississippi State, or something like that. So here's my piece on it, right? And I know a lot of people are saying it's going to be excuses. Here are the facts, right? Ty Simpson looked like a deer in headlights yesterday. The defensive backfield looked like deer in headlights. They got young talent back there, very young. They were confused. 2 timeouts in the first half on defense to get lined up right on a guy who you had film on from last year at Boston College, right? That's no excuse for that, right? You've got 4 stars and 5 stars riddled across your defensive line, your linebacker crew, and of course the back end. No excuse. The coach looks confused. The defensive players look confused. My disappointment is the fight that they had, or the lack of fight that they had throughout the game. Yeah, in the fourth quarter, you have an opportunity. Then you have a big penalty on a 3rd and 10 where you're standing over a guy talking trash and you've been getting your butt handed to you all game, right? That's a lack of discipline.
Right?
Right?
Not Saban's tied.
So, well, that's my point, right? So I was sharing on our show earlier today. One of the things that happened last season was DeBoer brought in an ice cream truck. I think, JB, you and I talked about that last year, if you remember, right? He brought in an ice cream truck during camp and said the guys need some refreshments. That kind of told you a little bit right there. Like, man, this is a different day. And the players play like that. I didn't see the urgency yesterday. And actually, I didn't see it in the last part of last season. So, yeah, it's disappointing. But, of course, I'm going to ride with my guys all day. They got a cupcake in Louisiana Monroe next week. You got a lot.
Hold on now. Hold on.
You got a lot. You got a lot to get better at if you're going to try to make up a difference. The positive out of this is this. In the NCAA football type situation now, everybody's going to probably get a loss. You got an opportunity, but it's in your backyard. So what do you got? LSU at home. You've got Missouri at home. You've got you're on the road at South Carolina. You're on the road to Georgia. Everyone else, and LSU is at home as well. Everyone else is in your ballpark, right? So what are you going to do? Are you going to fold, or are you going to play like the 4 and 5 stars that are paying big money, especially Mr. Ryan Williams, our alligator arm receiver, who's making about $5.5 million this year, going over the middle. Hey, listen, man, he has short arms and deep pockets because he wasn't trying to get that ball, and then he went out with a concussion. So that again, lack of heart, lack of discipline, and if they don't get that right, it's going to be a 7-win season in T-Town, and that's going to cause a lot of uproar. But I'll end it with this: a lot of people are calling for DeBoer's head. Was a $70 million buyout. $70 million buyout.
$70 million.
That's your challenge, right? The other part of that is this: you got to find a guy who's willing to come in and say, "Listen, we've got to change it back." And we on our show earlier today, there was a lot of names that came up, but nothing that really rung true for me.
Oh, really? So,
there's only one you want,
my boy,
and he ain't coming back.
Yeah. Listen, he's 73 years old. He did his time. You talking about setting a platform for an organization, but let's be honest here. No one replaces the guy. You need to be the guy to replace the guy. And DeBoer came in with some good talent last year, but again, I just think his style.
He came in with the cupboard stocked, and now
exactly it's not an SEC style. He's got a Pac-12 style. You gotta get fired up. You gotta get those guys mean.
I heard his house is for sale. I did get a little confirmation last night on that. And they were lining the streets of Tuscaloosa. I will confirm that. John, I put that in the text last night. Alabama, in their last 10 games under DeBoer, they're 5-5.
Yeah.
They may not make a bowl game this year.
Well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Yes, it's a lot worse than we would expect. But
John said 4 losses. Chalk one off, John.
We got to still pump the brakes. It's game one, fellas. It's still game one. There's a lot of football to be played, and at the end of the day, you still got the talent. What does the talent want to do?
You said everybody.
Bryant rolling over in his grave.
I'm not sitting back saying, "Hey, here we go, playoffs." It doesn't look good, but I'm keeping my Tide gear just in case. So, and I'm definitely keeping receipts for sure.
Hopefully,
Brandon, I saw that one too.
Hopefully, by the time they play LSU, LSU's a little panicky, and that team is tired of hearing Brian Kelly, pound the table. You know what I'm saying? Because LSU had a gutsy little win last night.
The fake pounding, you mean, right? I'm mad. That one.
Absolutely. I don't. Yeah. Now there is a collective. They can get the money together. $70 million. I'm not saying $7 million is hush money or anything like that, or anything we could dismay. But they can get a collective together, and he can be up out of there. I don't know what Jim Harbaugh's show clause is, and like how long. You know what I'm saying? But
isn't it 5 years? It's 5 years.
10
right?
years. 10.
He doesn't have a chance.
Then again, you can't get Jim Harbaugh. That would be instant culture guy. That would be instant culture guy that you can get in. Urban Meyer's not walking through that door.
Do you know who I heard this morning as a name?
Who's that?
That if he retires out of the NFL this year, that 50 million will be paid to him. 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 50 million will be paid to h because if he retires from the NFL after this season, that there could be mutual interest with Mike Tomlin.
I knew you were going to say that. Possibly, but here's the thing: if you get rid of DeBoer, you got to pay him. That's right, you got your collective. But whoever comes in, he is going to command $10 million a year as well. So something to think about. Listen,
Sonny Dykes would probably cut the check for $6.
If somebody cuts the check, great, right? But again, I'm willing to let this season play out without going when I go down to T-Town next month. I'm not going to go by DeBoer's house. I'm not going to toilet paper his trees. I'm not doing it. I may go by and blow my horn a little bit and wave at him.
That's just a tough game, man. Wisconsin's not going to lay down for you just because they Alabama.
Well, you don't want them to. You don't want them to. You want them to. You're still going to get everybody's best shot.
Yeah, it's tough when you're John. It's tough when you're the fourth best team in the state of Alabama. It's going to be tough.
I'm starting to feel like I've been set up here.
It's just this week. It's just this week.
Hold on, bro. You counted
you're right, though. Didn't look good. Doesn't look good at all.
They got USFL team too. You forgot about Alabama. Alabama got USFL team though.
Yeah, Birmingham whatever their name is.
So you said 4?
Well, I got Alabama A&M, the Rattlers over them too right now. I mean, let's look at the other side.
At the end of the day, talent should prevail. Should. I didn't say it always will, especially when you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds.
Let's look at the other side. Florida State. How 24 Hours has kind of turned that program around from where they thought they would be. Great win for them. Yeah. Castellanos coming over from Boston College. He kind of did a little chirping early in the week. Said they need Nick Saban. Backed it up. Cash those checks. I think after that performance last night from Florida State, I'm not going to say, it's a fluke, it's a one-time thing. I think they've put themselves in a great position up there with the Miamis and with the Clemsons of the top of the ACC this year. Back, I think they just had that rut year last year, but I was very impressed with Florida State, and I think they're a team we're going to have to keep a real good eye on as we get the season go along on the ACC.
Yeah, with that quarterback, that agile quarterback, think about this. They turned over 61% of their roster, if I remember right. They went to the portal and took a whole lot out of there and said, let's turn this thing around. And they have. Hey, kudos to them.
John?
The balance, you know what I'm saying? You can kind of see the balance of power from it's kind of the talent being spread out across, you know what I'm saying, the various conferences. That's what it is. That quarterback, I think his name is Lenore Stellers from Florida State. He played with Boston College two seasons of floundering, and now he has an offensive line. And now he looks,
talent around him.
Yeah, and talent around him. So now it's not somebody like Dewey Galele. I know I messed up his name from years back. Who's since 2025.
Much more agile too, by the way.
Yeah. So Florida State, and they always had the ponies. You know what I'm saying around them. And when you start talking about when drafts and stuff come out, they might have had a stuck season, but you know what I'm saying everybody from the defensive line, gets picked. So again, the culture is kind of back down there. What they do with that culture. And make sure they don't necessarily take a step back against Rich Rod. Rich Rod is a Big 12. Now, shame on me. That's not 18 anymore. But make sure they don't take a step back and have take a step back and lose a big time game again. Because again, man, if you want to get back in the playoffs, you're gonna have to beat Clemson. If you want to get back in the playoffs, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to beat Miami.
Do something with Miami as well. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. The Wake Forest win is not necessarily gonna count. It ain't gonna count against you. You know what I'm saying? But, the Wake Forest
count for you either.
But the Virginia Tech wins, it's not going to necessarily count for you. So I won't necessarily dub, Florida State just as back just yet. But, they look like a team that should stay floating around the top 10, top 15. So long as they don't take an egregious loss here.
Norvell took a pay cut going into this season as well because they were so bad. Coming out that playoff situation, and there's a lot of angst in that too, right? They restructured his deal, and if I remember right, they restructure someone else's deal as well. So there's a lot to prove that you bring over, the Bama killer as your offensive coordinator. Everybody knows Gus has everybody's number in the SEC. That dude's going to, pull a rabbit out of his hat. And it just seems as though, getting back to the game, the other team yesterday wasn't ready.
Yeah.
So kudos to Gus, kudos to the head coach, and kudos to those players, man. They played 60 minutes of ball busting ball. Hey, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them.
Okay. Well, before we go to the next one, I'm going to ask it again. Are we sure about UL Monroe? Because we don't want to repeat next Saturday night of what happened with me and JB.
I tell you what. If Bama loses Louisiana Monroe, I'm gonna leave my house. I'm gonna walk to your house.
Oh man!
And we're gonna go get some chicken wings right there on 32, the spot there where the Pacers have their draft party at. I'll walk to your place. We'll ride over there, and we'll have everything on me.
There we go. Game of the week, guys. Number 1, Texas. Number 3, Ohio State. Very low scoring game. Ohio State struck first. I'll tell you this, John, we were kind of texting back and forth. To me, it looked like Sark was very conservative out there. It was almost like I thought he was scared to unleash Arch to kind of let him open up. And I don't know what the hell you're scared of. This is the third year because he went early. This is his third year in this system. He's got to know it by now that what you got. And he seemed like he was just scared to let the Ferrari out of the garage. And he let it go late. We saw some passes, but I told my wife, and I think I saw more Arch Manning commercials than I saw completions.
Right.
Yesterday.
Yeah, man. You ain't got Sam Ellinger, you know what I'm saying, in the backfield no more, man. My man got some wheels on him. You know what I mean? And I think, like, did they forget that he could throw over the middle? You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Some of the, they had
too much running.
They had that. Well, too much running for him, but he does have wheels.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You speak to the conservatism of play calling during the first half. I really think Sark. I get it though, but like, dude, he's the Ferrari. Sark is trying to establish the defensive line. Texas still got good defense. The names are kind of the names are filtered out as the plays out. The names, like, you know what I'm saying, but Texas got they held Jeremiah Smith. Did he catch? He had some dropsies out here. You know what I'm saying?
He did some dropsies.
2 in the first quarter.
You know what I'm saying? People kind of forget about that part because the focal point is the quarterback, and I get it. Eli Manning didn't necessarily look the greatest, but Texas has a good defense. Texas actually has a pretty good rushing attack when they was running ball running, but like a goal line quarterback sneak, I get it, man. He got wiggles, but like that wasn't the play call, buddy.
No, it was not.
So did they try to catch him off guard? Did it seem like they try to catch him off guard?
There's no way. That was been a long two. That's a long two.
No, I got you. It just seemed like it was rushed. He lost 1.5 yards on that play. Yeah. I kind of go back to the play calling as the internet media goes. As far as that goes, man, Arch Manning will still be on everybody's draft board 1 or 2 come the next 2 seasons. 1 or 2, depending upon what.
I'm glad you said that. Are you still buying Arch Manning stock this year?
I'm not.
Well, Grandpa didn't already. I'll be honest. Grandpa already said I don't think he's coming out.
I don't think he comes out either. I said that before. I'm with you,
but if he was to come out, Brandon, because when we get to the Big 12 section, man, I'm gonna probably go crazy because that league is trying to kind of transform itself from a running back league to a quarterback league. There's probably some older quarterbacks who started more or more mature, right? That would probably get drafted ahead of him. The Levitt kid would probably get drafted ahead of him from Arizona State. Some other
what about the kid from Penn State? What about the kid from Penn State? What do you think?
Drew Aller.
Would he get drafted ahead of him? Maybe, yeah, but I don't think if this was this year, he wouldn't fall forward in third.
Future Steeler.
Yeah. Maybe our guy in LSU, he'll be coming out. Nussmeier. What do you think?
Nussmeier,
a big arm.
There's a lot of time. Klubnik probably gets some looks as well. So yeah, man. But his draft stock is good.
So with Texas, I think Texas is fine. I think they'll figure it out with Arch. I think if this was game 2 and they had a warm-up game with somebody, and Arch could kind of get the kinks out. Like I said, I feel like there was a lot of rust for these teams going into game one, and I'm seeing it in every game. I'm seeing it.
Right, that's a big game. That's really like a bowl
100%.
game, playoff game. Did you start off?
Is it now? Is it a huge game or not? Because now you got the playoffs. You just got to be in the top 12. So
I think it's huge because of the team name, right? I think the cachet of the teams. But to your point, and like we talked about earlier, if you can get 2 losses and get in the playoffs, especially and the two Power Fours, if you're talking SEC or Big Ten, 2 losses is going to get you in the playoffs. Talking about 12 teams.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's the name on the front of the jerseys now is what's calling it big game. Because as bad as Arch supposedly played, 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, he had an opportunity to tie the game. What does that say? What does that say?
Yeah. And how about, all the talk about Ohio State's defense of losing, 7-8 guys on the starting defense, and they played an outstanding. I think this defensive team's better than last year's for Ohio State.
Man, best defensive backfield I've seen in college football. Headlined by my guy Caleb Downs, without a doubt. They got 3 first-rounders in that defensive backfield.
Patricia held another Manning. He's done it to Peyton, Eli maybe a couple times. Now Arch.
Not in the Super Bowl,
Patricia back there. Not in the Super Bowl. But I think Texas is fine. Ohio State, they're looking like it's going to be one of those teams again. Saying he looked all right. He didn't look too flashy and stuff. I think he made the passes he needed to. He didn't do anything stupid out there, and that's what you kind of need in is he a freshman or sophomore quarterback?
Redshirt freshman.
Redshirt freshman. So that's kind of what you're wanting for a very first big game, at home, coming off of, everybody can be going crazy for that national title when they unveil the banner and all, but held his own. So I was okay with that. Last night, LSU and Clemson. John knows I had Clemson going 12-0 this year. I thought they'd go 12-0. Klubnik as Heisman. The more I watch that game, I think LSU and Clemson are basically a mold of each other out there. And that was a coin flip game between those two. I think Clemson's still fine for the regular season, rest of the season. I think LSU has firmly put themselves into a category of the top 8 and to compete for a national championship. The Brian Kelly X factor is still there until it gets done.
It's not going away.
Nussmeier, I think, has put himself as a premier possible Heisman candidate up there. And I was very impressed by LSU. Finally, 1-6, right? Of their last 6 games on opening the season, they finally got the win that they needed to. And Clemson still had a shot a couple times going there late, but very impressed by LSU last night. Your guys' thoughts?
They was on Club Nick's noggin. Noggin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's smaller than I thought. I would think he was bigger. He looks about 6'1".
I thought he was Trevor Lawrence size. Yeah, I thought he was Lawrence's size.
Yeah.
I was kind of impressed by LSU stick-to-itiveness and like I said, staying in a close game, something that Brian Kelly was critical about in his team's years past, and not necessarily thinking that they won the game, keep getting in their heads. I don't have, again, shame on me, I don't have LSU's schedule in front of me, man. They're gonna have to play another tough one if they play Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they got Georgia. I think they got Georgia at home, if I remember right. And I don't think they've got Texas this year, but they do come to Tuscaloosa. So they got some tough ones coming, but they got talent.
They look like they can play the part. They look like they're up to the challenge though this year.
Yeah. They got LA Tech, La Tech, home against Florida. Then they're taking on Southeast Louisiana, at Ole Miss, home against South Carolina, at Vanderbilt. That could be tough. Home against Texas A&M, at Alabama, home against Arkansas, home against Western Kentucky, and at Oklahoma to end the season. So the schedule sets up, I'm almost saying, maybe a 2-loss LSU squad, possibly.
Middle of the schedule. gets a little dicey. Don't sleep on South Carolina. I know they had a tough one the day that they pulled out in a quote unquote neutral game.
Covered.
Yeah,
Gave my first win.
Hey, they got
Big John's first win.
Beamer's creating something down there in South Carolina.
Yeah, I like Sellers. I like him. I think he's a sneaky Heisman, but I don't think really you can put something on him. But his odds are probably be pretty good. You can get it probably about 1,200 or so. But South Carolina's got to continue to win for that to kind of keep pushing up there for him. But definitely a pro prospect. I watched a video of him. I think it was last year or so, kind of what his coming up, what it looked like. He was not recruited by anybody. Actually, he was on the Netflix show for SEC. It's on Netflix. I was watching that. Wasn't recruited by anybody. Everybody was coming to recruit whoever he was playing, and Beamer said, "I'm going to watch this guy," and he liked what he saw.
Was that the edge rusher that's in Cincinnati, if I remember right?
I think so. They were watching. Yeah, everybody was watching him against him. But yeah, I believe LSU's up there. Clemson, I think they'll be fine, John. I think they're still going to compete for that ACC title up there. It's one little mishap, but the rest of the schedule kind of plays to their favor.
Right.
And I think they'll be fine. Klubnik, though, it's going to be hard to get that Heisman now that I was saying that he'd be. So going to have to dominate the rest of the way. But
if you run the table, there's a chance.
Maybe the Heisman goes to a running back this year. And the running back from Notre Dame, he gets this year, man. I'm tired.
Well, he better start getting some rushing yards today.
You just saw that too, huh? Yeah, he's got to pick up his pace a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, real quick, I got a text from my guy Lee Beckton. He's at the game, so I guess he's trying to bring on some of his old school running back days of yesteryear, but it's not looking good right now.
No, they're down 7-0 right now, 12 minutes in the second. Carson Beck had that 23-yard touchdown for Miami. John, I'm going to open it up here for you, Big 12 Conference.
Let's go, man.
You want to get some of that squad love.
The Big 12 revenge is here, man. Scott Frost is back with UCF. There's nothing necessarily saying this year is going to be a great year for them in any type of way, shape, or form. Maybe 5 wins, maybe not. But he's back, and we know what he can do over time, man. You know, we already lamented about Prime. Got a great defensive team. We'll see what he got on offense, man. Kansas might steal some wins from some teams, man. Got a new stadium. There is some excitement there, though. But like, man, you got some fake kings also in the Big 12, and one of them is Kansas State. And I wouldn't necessarily so like BYU. I sent a clip of BYU last night to DCot just to kind of saying like, dude, man, BYU's blowing dudes out about 60 points, but they were playing Portland State, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, no, man, a freshman quarterback in BYU, he's gonna give people. His real name is Bayer Brockmeyer. Bayer, Bear, right? Go give you like the little feelings of Tim Tebow. He's not Tim Tebow. Don't get it twisted. Okay, but he's gonna give you a little feels of Tim Tebow a little bit. He is good on. He's good on the great, and he's just a freshman on the goal line. But like, man, fake kings, Baylor couldn't stop a nosebleed as far as the run. So like, you know what I'm saying? If you are point betting, you know what I'm saying, or side betting during this year, Baylor, if anybody got a good rushing attack, man, guarantee they running back probably gonna have a great day, 90 yards per 100. You know what I'm saying? So
Baylor's got a big game coming up too this week. I saw.
Man, whoever they playing, man, bet on the running back of the other team, man, because he's gonna go off.
They are playing. Give me a second. Oh, look.
Yeah, look at it. I do like Iowa State.
They're on the road to SMU. They're on the road to SMU. So
I don't know. I don't necessarily like that. I don't like that for Baylor, man. But Iowa State, you know what I'm saying, looks to play the part as well to be a contender. I know they're 2-0. They look like a contender. They kind of figured out the traveling thing, right? As they, you know what I'm saying, and dealing with that. But like, nah, man, I think the Big 12 still kind of goes through the Arizona States of the world. I know I'm forgetting somebody. I can remember my notes.
How impressed are you with Utah's shellacking of UCLA last night?
You got it. And
I woke up and saw the score. I said, "What the hell?"
That's the other team that you have to kind of walk away impressed with, man. Again, they were supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, have nothing left. per certain people. Kind of had them being rated as 6 and against returning, but like, no, and I get it. They had a 27-year-old quarterback who's now, since retired. But like, my guy is a program builder, program sustainer. Utah is out there. They can't necessarily take a whole lot away from that victory. It is did they beat the Power Five? Absolutely, UCLA. But UCLA, like Brandon, we talking about Purdue 2 wins. UCLA might win 2 games, maybe.
I would say we need to hold off on this Utah thing, right? UCLA is in shambles. They got a quarterback who didn't want to be there, took a pay cut in the NIL world to go to California. He wet the bed last night in his play. They don't have any players that are on the bench. What'd you say,
No.
JB?
Yeah, he had nobody to throw to. He had no team, no.
And nobody was watching it because it was so late.
And no one's on the bench coming in to help save him either. And is it me or does Nebraska still feel like they're a Big 12 team? It just feels like they should leave the Big 10 and go back to we talked about this last year, if you remember. It just, the game they had the other night in Arrowhead Stadium.
Won't that eventually happen? So, like, won't teams eventually have to feel like, man, this is an overcrowded situation for us, or this is a place where we can't necessarily compete. And once that contract, whatever the contract they might have, they have to go look for greener pastures. Because right now, they're looking at a net negative, have to travel. I'm talking about UCLA, the California team. The Big Ten just really wanted. Right. We know it. The Big Ten just wanted your market, not necessarily your school, right? So at some point, yes, there's UCLA basketball. Right, we had to get a basketball quote in there. Basketball should be Sweet 16 this year, but like as the athletic program, there's only like how much money is coming in. Where that's not a net negative. We're losing money because we come on, man, you lost.
But don't those teams have to be good, JB, to make a difference? We talked about Rutgers 3 years ago, or 2 years ago. Rutgers, Big Ten bringing in Rutgers, right?
Well, it made sense right. It made sense for Rutgers to be somebody, doormat, because it was all East Coast football that they assumed that's all they're going to do. They have to play East Coast football, and that's in Maryland, Penn State, maybe go to the Midwest every now and then. Now we're asking teams, no, you got to go transcontinental over here this week, and guess what? Next week too, right? And not no happy Sunday drive up to San Diego State or a happy Sunday drive down to Polytech. You know what I mean? But
those teams got to be good.
At some point, yeah, the money is coming in, but like how much the money that we're losing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those teams you just said, the UCLAs of the world, the USCs of the world, the Rutgers of the world. Yes, they're in large markets, but they got to be good. Just because you're in a large market in today's climate, everybody's got a fire stick nowadays. So you're in a large market, that's great. But if you're a Big Ten team like UCLA and you're going to wind up 2-10, I promise you the people down there in Southern California aren't watching you. They're doing something else. They're out there on the beach somewhere,
surfing, whatever, chilling.
Yeah.
No, but like I think the Big 12. That you get back to the Big 12. The Big 12 might have a little bit more seats at the table, at least with the argument and whatnot. So long as those teams don't really start to, like as they have been known to cannibalize themselves, and you walk away, you might be talking about a 1-loss or a 2-loss team from the Big 12 making the playoff.
Well, to transition, you talk about our Big 12, the last Big 12 team left to play tomorrow night, TCU and Bill Belichick's North Carolina Tar Heels. TCU -3.5. John, I have looked at this 6 different ways, and I'm not sure which way I think this game is going to go for Belichick. I could see them hanging in there and getting a win. I could see this being a complete disaster for him, and they lose by double digits. What's your thoughts against this TCU team for UNC?
I think is Max Duggan an assistant on the sideline? I think he is, man. He might, you know what I'm saying? If Sonny Dykes can get up 40, 50 points, he'll you know what I'm saying, he'll scheme it up so that they can go 40, 50 points, just so that we record book. You know what I'm saying? That's how they kind of play down in Texas Christian. You know what I'm saying?
So he's not taking the foot off the gas, is what you're saying?
No, not at all. Now, just because you Bill Belichick and got some 25-year-old girlfriend that should be your granddaughter, no, man.
I think that's why you do it, right? That's why you do this to this creep, right? You want to make him pay a little bit, right?
Sonny Dykes probably
season to do it.
Yeah, plus Thurman Dykes probably missed his opportunity to leave TCU a couple of years ago to get a bigger paying job. He's still a coach-wise, still a young man. You know what I'm saying? This is another, to the resume. They're gonna zip tie North Carolina. I promise you, zip tight them.
What's the number? What's the number, Brandon? On that
3.5.
I might get a little something on that. Get a little something.
Yeah, I got to do as well. Yeah, guys, looking ahead. Just a quick preview. Next week, some of our big games as I start putting myself, Jonathan, and Tanner's pick them together. Purdue locally gets Southern Illinois. Ball State goes to Auburn to take on the War Eagle. So we'll see if Ball State gives up another 60 spot. That's a 7:30 night game down in Auburn.
They're gonna be licking up down there in Montgomery.
Say some prayers, please. IU takes on Kennesaw at noon. Kennesaw State 35.5 right now is the line for the Hoosiers in this one. The big noon kickoff on Saturday is Iowa State in the Cyhawk Classic right now. Hey, that's one team. I think Iowa could be for real this year. With Ferentz there one more time.
They're gonna score. Are they gonna score any points?
I didn't want to dismiss Texas Tech. I know I didn't speak about them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
They had a storm down there. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, they had a
lot of money.
They signed another offensive lineman for 2027, man. So yeah, Texas.
They decided to spend some money, but we all know just because you're spending the money doesn't mean it's gonna be spent right. A&M has spent money for the last 10 years.
Ole Miss goes to Kentucky. I think that'll be a good one. Toledo with the backdoor cover for me. I appreciated that yesterday. They're probably going to win the MAC. Go ahead and mark that down, Toledo. Some other games we back off a little bit this week. The big one that John will be keeping his eyes to is Saturday night, Michigan and Oklahoma from Boomer Soonerland. Right now, Oklahoma
he looked
5.5 point favorites.
Yeah, the Lindenwood kid like a sophomore out there. He looked like
Underwood.
Yeah, you thinking Lindenwood? You thinking Fort Leonard, Missouri?
I thought you were thinking Lindenwood Avenue over there on the east side.
Hey, but look, here's what I said about him. I saw about 2.5 quarters of him play. I'm not saying he's this guy, but didn't he look body wise like Cam Newton did when he was in Auburn? Body wise, how he ran the ball with power.
He moved very fluid wise, man.
Again, I'm just saying, look, but if he grows, because he's making a lot of money in Michigan. Right. If he grows into his play, Michigan may have something down there. I think they've got something with him.
And the defense, I don't think he didn't see anything exactly like he's gonna see when they play Ohio State. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little bit different ball game, right? He'll grow. He's a true freshman, right? Not a redshirt guy. He's been on campus since what? July, June, maybe.
Yeah.
He's good.
So, I'm gonna be watching him. I don't like Michigan, but I'm gonna be watching him, man. I think he's got an opportunity to be really good.
Yeah, I think you will. Hey, you could probably sneaky get some good value right now on a Heisman bet if you want to throw him in there. So
I don't know, maybe not this year.
Alabama 35.5 point favorites right now, John, against ULM. Will they cover?
I'm taking ULM to cover. I'm taking Alabama wins, but ULM covers.
I will cover. They will.
Boy, he give a piss about nothing. Hey, Roll Tide Willie's. I haven't seen the latest video from him since they lost. I'm worried about the guy down there. I'm worried for the.
He's got a billboard. He's got a billboard right there on. I forget what street it is. Right there downtown near the stadium. This dude is a phenomenon. I don't know how it happened because most talk that way down there. Because I can say that because my family's down there. But yeah, he is a phenomenon down there, man. Absolutely.
I just want to pray this week for the Alabama fan base, and I am looking forward to the Paul Feinbaum show If it's tomorrow on Labor Day, or if it's on Tuesday for these Alabama callers
I can't
who
take
are,
it. I can't take it.
it's just, I really hope we have a better week. We have to. The season just started, and we got people already trying to. Oh,
what took you so long, JB?
Do we have a name for this guy?
You gonna post that recording? You got to post that.
He already did.
I did. Okay, that's I'm.
What's the name, JB? So we know this is DCot's alter enemy right here. They give a piss about nothing but the tie. I love it. This is going to be a great show.
Hey,
this is only episode 1.
Kind of glasses, and I don't have French braids, so you got to get something with a little bit of skin. I love it, man.
Shoot! Anything else, gentlemen, before we end the first show? Thank you to our watchers tonight.
Good stuff.
A lot of good viewers
man.
tonight.
I like this. I like the format. We talk about this. Of course, listen. No one takes a ass ripping better than me, right? Because I can give it and I can take it. But listen, there's no reason to hold back on me from last night's performance. I'm still getting messages. I'm still getting private messages. I don't know when it's going to end. Maybe it won't end until next Saturday, I guess. Because people haven't stopped.
Next housekeeping note, next weekend, we should be still fine. The weekend after, time could be up in the air. I'm coming back from a Houston flight on Sunday. And then the 2 weeks after that, you guys may have to do your own show on Game Time because I'll be on the middle of a cruise. So I will not be able to do it in 2 weeks.
Well, next Sunday I'm good because I'm going to Minnesota. I'm going to be in Bloomington. But I get there about 1 o'clock. So if we're talking evening time, I'll be ready to roll.
Cool. All right, John, anything else before we go tonight? Show on Wednesday, Crossroads Sports on Wednesday. DCot, when your guys' next show?
We recorded today. We'll be posting starting tomorrow. Probably not going to do anything. This is going to be a tight week for me work-wise because preparing for Minnesota and all of that. We're going to try to squeeze something in. May have to be a late night deal.
I thought he was going to say preparing for UL Monroe. I really did.
It's legitimate work this week. I won't be on social media as much during the day this week. I promise
you. Okay. John?
No, man, I don't have nothing, man. We will see. Thanks everybody for watching, man. We will see everybody again on Wednesday, man. Everybody check for the Game Time podcast. And like I said, thanks for everybody watching. Free Frank Vogel.
We'll see you guys next week.
Be safe.
Thanks for listening to the Crossroads Sports Radio Show. You can find more episodes on iTunes and the Google Play Store. Be sure to like and subscribe for more Crossroads sports content.